Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. I am Topher. With me is Chris. We are hanging out, having a great time, talking about some stuff that has come up. And apparently, DC across the board has had a crap ton of news. Cancellations, the Batmobile, our friend Mark Rickup having issues, a whole lot more. All that and more right here on Geek Public Radio.
You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris, being all old.
Hey, what is up? We're hanging
Pull the lever, Gronk!
We're having a good time. Having a good time.
Please don't take us off the air. YouTube, we're not playing the song right now. Sorry. YouTube's got like a really bad habit. Like, we'll quote songs and they're like, no, have none of that.
You can't even quote it.
We didn't even quote it. Made up our own stuff. Anyways, what is up, everybody? I am Crazy Chris, and of course, I am joined by Topher, the Magnificent, the Paranormal Hobo, and we've got a cool show in store for you guys. First, before we get too far into the show, always smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure you go to twitch.tv as well /Geek Public Radio. If you guys are watching that, welcome everybody. We do appreciate your patronage to our lovely and humble show. We've got really exciting stuff for you today. So the way that you guys help us out as we deliver the news to you is that you subscribe to the channels and that you share this stuff with your friends, right? When you do that, you help us defeat the evil YouTube algorithm overlords. They're not evil, but they do suppress shows like this one because we don't get the mega views. We don't spend millions of dollars on advertising. That's just not what we do. We're not legacy media by any stretch of the imagination, although we've been doing this long enough. I think we should be considered legacy. I'm just saying. But if you guys could help us out by doing that, man, we would really appreciate that. We'd be very grateful. You guys are always awesome. The chat rooms are open as well. So if you are on Twitch or on YouTube, feel free to jump in the chat room, confer with us. We had a great show last week, a lot of engagement. It was super fun to participate with some of you and actually answer some of the questions that you had, share opinions, and the like. If you are watching this not live, then feel free to leave us comments. We do try to respond to those as best we can as they come in. So if you guys leave us comments, we'll always be ready to jump into that. But I will start off first by talking about something that we didn't really mention in the pregame. We are actually referring to a new game by Inti Creates. They've been known to make games like Mega Man Zero, Azure Strike Gunvolt, and the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, right? So they're very heavily involved with 2D platformers. It's a studio that I would love to work with when we create our game, but I'm sure they are very expensive and we can't afford them. But anyways, they have created a new game called Grim Guardians Demon Purge. It's available on the Nintendo Switch, and it is absolutely a spectacular game. And I wanted to share this with you guys because we do try to shine light on indie developers. We do try to bring new things to your guys' attention. And if you are a fan of Metroidvania-style games, this game is incredible. This is not a paid advertisement by any stretch of the imagination. They did not give us any money. But yeah, 11-Bit Studios helped to publish this. Not 11-Bit Studios, the Inti Creates helped to publish this. But essentially, two demon hunters, Shinobu and Maya, infiltrate a dangerous castle. Sound familiar? And now stands in place of their former school. You switch between the two of them to utilize each of their unique abilities to go through the gameplay itself. It is super pretty, very heavily anime inspired, in case you guys could not tell by just the premise I outlined for you. But it's gorgeous. Lots of puzzle solving elements. You have to utilize both of their skill sets in order to get through the dungeons and things like that. It is super duper duper cool. So if you guys want to check that out, again, that's called Grim Guardians Demon Purge. It is available on the Nintendo Switch online store. You guys can get that, and play it right now. So if you like those style games, man, you're going to absolutely love this one. It is gorgeous. As I've said and stated a million times, the gameplay is crisp, very responsive. I don't really review games very often on the show other than to say whether I'm looking forward to it or not looking forward to it. We do talk about games like Fallout 76 and other games like that we're invested in. But newer games, we try not to review them too much. We like to leave that up to you guys. But if you guys want to check this one out by Inti Creates, it is a game called Grim Guardians Demon Purge. Worth a look, in my opinion. So that's your new game news. Go check that one out. That is a game that I recommend personally. I'm a huge Metroidvania style fan. I have played basically all of the Metroids. If there's a Castlevania game, it is very likely I've played it. The only one I haven't played, and I'm going to get criticism for this, I'm sure, is Lords of Shadow 2. I didn't actually play that one. It became an exclusive, and I was like, meh. I tend to shy away from that. But yeah, guys, go check that out. It is a super fun game. And, of course, and there's more. If you guys are as worried about your online security as much as I am, then I highly suggest you get yourself a VPN. And it just so happens that I know a very special place, a very unique place that you can actually go to get your VPN. You may think that you're browsing in incognito mode and that you cannot be detected, but that is simply not true. With this VPN from ExpressVPN, the VPN that the Geek Public Radio Show and myself trusts, you are getting an easy-to-use app for any of your devices. It's the only provider that unblocks certain streaming services and allows you to unlock regional access to. So you can actually get movies from different parts of the world that are not available in North America. See, they have the best in-class encryption. They do leak testing all the time to make sure that they're not doing anything crazy. Reliable services in high censorship areas, including places like China, Middle East, Russia. Blazing fast speeds, 24/7 customer support. And you can have up to 5 simultaneous connections, right? So if you are utilizing your iPad or your computer, you can get all of those things. If you do this, VPNs do not keep track of your data every single time that you restart. It completely eliminates that. And by taking advantage of our special offer, you can get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio. That's expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio. Help us out and keep yourself safe. They are the official VPN partner of HP Dynabook and LastPass. That's expressvpn.com/geekpublicradio. Take advantage. All right. So now, speaking of security.
And you my light
off. Nobody saw it because it's still on me. But speaking of security, if you guys want to, if you just want to jump right into this story. This is crazy. So one of the friends of the show, Mark Rakup, is famously known for his Batmobiles, right? He is I'm pretty sure he's the only licensed manufacturer of the Batmobile left.
He is the only licensed individual or licensed shop who is legally making replica Batman. It's like fully endorsed, the whole 9 yards from DC. In fact, that's so interesting. When he was 17, he made his very first Batmobile because he's love of the show, and it got spread out that he had made one, and DC surreptitiously came in and looked at what he was doing, and instead of offering
instead of Nintendoing him,
instead of shutting him down and doing whatever that they could have done.
Wow, that's a really super clear. That's a beautiful replica that you've created. It's ours.
And they immediately said, "Hey, you want to do you want to be the license maker?"
Yep.
And he jumped on it, and everyone has been better than the previous one. They've all this stuff.
As he's perfected his craft, each one has become more intricate, more heavily detailed. As technology has improved, he's been able to add more stuff to the Batmobiles. They are gorgeous. They are gorgeous creations. And I mean, the guys over at Fiberglass Freaks, including Mark Rakup, they do an amazing job with these. He is universally beloved.
He's got famous people who bought his.
Jay Leno has bought one from him. I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't know. I know the puppet guy,
Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham's version is from Mark Rakup.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing. And if you guys don't know, if you guys want to get a look at some of his work, I think that Batmobile is actually in one of Jeff Dunham's specials that you can check out. So if you want to see the actual Batmobile that Mark created with the guys from Fiberglass Freaks, you could check that out, man.
But here's what has arisen for Mark. We're going to go ahead and just watch it from the source.
Take a look at this, guys. You'll love this.
If I can get my button.
If you hit the button.
From California to Indiana, all to raid a Batmobile fabrication shop.
But is it a case of a California sheriff doing a favor for a friend? That's what the shop owner in Logansport and some others think.
WRTV's Caitlin Kendall working with our San Francisco ABC team trying to find out what's behind the raid.
Well, here at Fiberglass Freaks, we build 1966 Batmobiles.
Step inside.
And that's our buddy Mark Rickup. He's actually been on the show several times.
Yeah.
He's been.
We've met him at conventions. We've sat down and done interviews with him. Mark is a fantastic human being.
We got pictures inside and around the Batmobile when it was over at In Conjunction.
Yep. So not this previous Hoosier Con, but the one before that, about a year ago. If you guys cycle through our videos, about a year ago, we did an interview with Mark at that show.
Yep.
And it was great.
The fabrication shop, you'll find real replicas of an American classic, the Batmobile. It's the only place in the country you can get one built, licensed, and approved by DC Comics.
It's been a lifelong passion of mine.
At the young age of 2, Mark Rickup, the owner of Fiberglass Freaks, fell in love with Batman. That passion has since grown tenfold. Now a pastor, he still has love for the Dark Knight, filling the shelves of his office.
I fell in love with the music, the action, the color, everything about it, but especially the Batmobile.
He built his first ever Batmobile at just 17. He and his team have since built over 24 Batmobiles, with 9 currently in the works. But this isn't about a man's passion for Batman. It's about an incident on July 19th.
I was treated like a criminal.
Rickup is referring to a raid on his shop, one directed by the San Mateo Sheriff's Department in California.
They sent my workers home.
This is important. The San Mateo Sheriff's Department came to Indiana to raid his shop. So if we want to talk about overreach,
well, they
let's talk
actually
about
went to they went to a judge in Cass County, had a judge sign off on the warrants for the physical shop. And when they showed up, they said something about they're here to get all of the stuff that pertains to this individual's car.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, you want to get the car? Like it's literally sitting right here. Like you can take it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they only took like 2 documents.
Yeah, and it was very specific. And according to the article, if I remember the article correctly, I should probably go back and source it again. But just to make sure, if I am not mistaken, the warrant didn't even cover the documents they took. Like the warrant wasn't even specific for those documents. Like it was just a generic search warrant. If I'm not mistaken, I got to reread it, but I'm pretty sure they weren't even supposed to take those.
And there's others that popped off with other warrants that he was not even given complete copies of.
Right.
That froze his that searched his email accounts, froze his bank account, all of these other things, and like he wasn't even given like the only one that he was actually given a complete search warrant
was for the shop.
Was for the shop.
Yeah.
So
which is super bizarre because it's a freaking car.
Right.
It's a car. So
we'll get into that here in a minute.
Yeah.
Once they tell like what he's charged.
Go ahead.
They wouldn't let a delivery come in with parts. It was crazy.
This all stems from the purchase of a $210,000 Batmobile ordered by a man named Sam Ignacio from California. But Rickup missed a $20,000 payment from him.
He disappeared for 9 months on me. He didn't make his payment.
After Ignacio missed the payment, Rickup moved his car to the back of the line to be finished and wouldn't get his Batmobile for a year and a half or 2. Something Rickup says infuriated Ignacio. So much so he filed a complaint with police in California. The San Mateo district attorney didn't bring criminal charges. And Ignacio filed civil suit alleging breach of contract and fraud. A judge dismissed that case. But that's not where this stopped. ABC 7 in San Francisco discovered and Ignacio asked his friend, the sheriff, to intervene. He sent a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 2 deputies 2,200 miles across the country to Rickup's garage. And
into interstate
commerce.
Right.
Which is a federal matter and would have been laughed out of the building.
Yeah.
Because it's.
And see, this is the worst part about this is all of this is going to get thrown out. Every single bit of it. The minute it hits the Indiana Supreme Court, they're going to throw it out. It's going to be done.
Yeah, but it's not in Indiana.
No. That's what I'm saying is Indiana is literally going to file a suit back against California for the interstate commerce. It's going to be over. They're not going to be able to pursue it any further. But the problem isn't that. The problem is because of this abuse of authority, and I'm calling it what it is, and I really don't care.
Yeah,
Come at me.
It is an abuse.
But it's an abuse of authority, and it's going to cause nothing but problems for Mark. Nothing but problems. And there's nothing he can do about it until it's settled.
Frozen
Nothing.
bank accounts equal no more work on anything.
Right. So everybody's going to suffer.
Froze the assets
and I'll tell you right now,
of the 8 other people who were.
Right. And if I were one of those 8,
I would sue him.
Sue the absolute dog shit out of him. That'd be the end of that discussion.
California.
Yep.
Done. Like, you are now impeding
Yep. You have now breached my contract as a result of your actions because you were incapable of fulfilling your end of the bargain.
Right.
That's unconscionable, man. I hate people, especially entitled people.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Nasu says his car doesn't exist, but we are in Rakeup's garage, and he says it's right here.
It's the allegations being made that have the pastor and Batmobile builder frustrated.
To have this as an attack on my moral character is unbelievable.
ABC7 obtained receipts showing the trip cost the San Mateo Sheriff's Department more than $10,000.
Everybody else on the planet has said that this is ridiculous.
Rakeup's bank account has also been frozen. He has also been charged with 2 felonies in California, obtaining money by false pretenses and diversion of construction funds.
All right. So let's see. Let's take that obtaining money, labor, or property by false pretenses. That should be thrown out immediately because they literally have the car.
Right.
It's right there. It just got, he didn't say anything. He just, once he got ghosted, he moved the car to the back of the line and started working on the ones who were
paying their bill. Yeah.
And contacting them and all
who were fulfilling their contract.
Right. So the whole obtaining labor or money, labor, or property by false pretenses is proven false on the face of it, just literally
correct
with what he's showing.
And that is exactly why the first time it was presented to a judge, the judge threw it out. Right. Because there was zero evidence to the contrary.
It was civil. He threw it out because that's a civil thing,
correct,
not a criminal thing.
Right.
And when they said this isn't the venue to do it, go to Indiana.
And he didn't
do it in Indiana. And he didn't. The second, diversion of construction funds. That is a building only. That does not apply to vehicles.
Correct.
Because what he's purchasing.
Now, hold on. In the state of California, there might be certain principles that apply.
No, I looked into
Did you look? Okay. I have not, so I'm not going to. I won't comment.
Saying that it's what China's doing, or the Chinese banks or the building people were. They would take them. People would buy the property. They would take the money and buy more land, and then get loans to cover their construction costs.
And literally build all the ghost towns.
Yeah. And basically do it of like, okay, we're going to take this, we're going to divert it to do something else. No, these are literally the costs of making the vehicle,
which is the same thing that everyone else enters into as well.
But you're also looking at labor costs, time, the whole line, the markup that you would have on any other car thing. So they're both counts of those are invalid.
100%.
He shouldn't even have to go to court right now, but he's got to spend his own money
to go to California. To appear in court. Correct.
So,
you know what he should do? He should just say that he's got the C word. Like, he should just tell them that he's got the right, the Cove FFA. He should just tell him he has the Cove FFA and that he has to appear virtually.
I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure California with their lockdown status, I'm pretty sure that's still allowed.
I would file an immediate wrongful prosecution case.
There's a gnat.
I would file immediately against him for violating his contract.
Yep.
I would file immediately for the police department for wrongful persecution.
Yep.
Right off the bat, I just boom. And
like I said, the worst of it, this is going to get thrown out. He's going to end up winning his case, but the problem is he has to pay for a California lawyer. Yeah. He has to travel to California in order to do this because he can't hire his own personal lawyer because his lawyer is in Indiana.
I mean, literally, it would almost be cheaper at this point to say, hey, how about I just pay for you to bar in California?
It probably would.
And just pay for somebody to get licensed in California that's from here, that literally could take all of the stuff from here over and be like.
And it's outrageous. Like, the whole thing is outrageous, and I feel so bad for Mark. Or do we have his the GoFundMe available?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to put that up at the
very end. Cool. All right, go ahead.
Which can come with a jail sentence of up to 10 years.
It's sad and angering both at the same time. It's multiple emotions simultaneously.
Now, Rake Up has to travel to California to appear in court.
And I'm out there to say 2 words, not guilty.
Until then, Ignacio's Batmobile, which he has since fully paid for, will sit because no work can be done during litigation. And just like Batman, he's prepared to fight.
They underestimated me, they underestimated the power of the Batmobile, and they underestimated their own department.
That's super pretty. Look at
that. They're a gorgeous vehicle.
Yeah. So we've discussed a lot about this already through the video and things like that. But for most people, just to kind of sum all of this up, to wrap this up in a neat little bow, is Mark received $40,000 as an investment to begin construction on a Batmobile from Ignacio or whatever douchebag. And at which point he was ghosted by douchebag for 9 months. Did not receive any further payment, did not receive any further communication. I don't know the extent to which Mark attempted to contact him, but when you begin construction on something, I have invested in projects before. It falls on you as the investor to communicate with the project leader. Like, that becomes your job. You need to stay in contact with them. You cannot expect them to do so.
If I'm working on, say, like your website, and you have not communicated with me other than giving me money, initial stuff, and then I'm asking questions, I'm doing whatever, you miss payments. You've paid me for my time.
Right.
And I'm going to cancel your order.
Which would be a standard practice.
Right.
Mark is not a douche.
You have not given me any communication and you miss payments.
Right.
Therefore, to me, it signals to me that you're not going to pay me on completion.
Right.
So you are not getting a refund because I've already put work in. That's what the deposit's for.
Right.
To cover, to make sure that, even if you bail on me, it's not going, I'm not going to be losing out because I put all my time that I could be working on other projects.
Yeah, I started your order when you paid me.
Yes.
And then you didn't pay me, so I stopped working on your order, which that seems pretty cut and dry to me. Now, I know California is one of them weird law states, but that seems pretty cut and dry. I started work. When you paid me, you stopped paying me. I stopped working. That's kind of how that's supposed to work. Now, on top of that,
and this
could Mark have? I will play the devil's advocate for just a brief moment. Could Mark have contacted him and said, "Hey, listen, man,
he tried."
I know. Hold on. Mark could have contacted him and said, "Hey, man, listen, I haven't heard from you. You haven't paid me. I'm not going to cancel your project, but I'm literally moving you to the back." Right. And at which point, Mark has done his due diligence under any law.
Right. That's what he literally did. He tried to get a hold of him. He left messages. He
could
not get any. He got nothing back from him. In fact, when this all went, the guy wasn't even in the United States. He was in Greece.
Yeah.
While all of this happened, and when he gets back from Greece, then we'll make a statement about this.
Right. And so at which point it's fine. Cool. Your project, your car goes to the back. Now he gets back, he does whatever. 9 months later, 9 months passes by. Mark is working on other projects because Mark's got to keep food on his table. Mark's got a business to run.
Mark has other people
that have paid him,
that have stayed in contact, kept up with their payments, and done everything right. So they get moved up because the other guy didn't. Like I said, if it was me, I would have refunded everything except for the deposit.
Yep. But Mark's not and that's the thing. Like, that's the clearest part of it is Mark's not a douche. Is sound coming through, by the way? Because I'm not seeing the sound. Hold on. We've been doing this whole show like zero sound.
No, we have. I tested at the beginning.
Sound is good?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I make sure, because I'm looking at
the sound goes through that.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That screwed me up for a second. Anyways, Mark's not a douchebag, right? So Mark did what he thought would be best for the client. He's probably going to give him a reasonable amount of time, which I think 9 months is more than reasonable.
Yes.
At which point he was like, I'm just going to shelve this project for now. I've got lots of other projects to work on. This isn't crippling me. It's not killing me. I'll just put this off to the side because I've already invested the work. No sense in just destroying it or investing it on somebody else's work because they did not pay for this particular thing. They paid for this particular thing.
Right.
Each project gets its own unique detail. Fine.
And it wasn't even, they just mass produced stuff and when a car comes out, it gets given to the first person in line. That's not even how it's done.
Not at all.
Custom made
every single one of them. Every single one of them.
So it's not like they can just we'll just keep working on this car and then we'll go give it to so and so
to the next person, right? And they like you said, they can't
because it's not a mass produced product.
No, it is a handmade,
but the
custom built vehicle.
But the mass produced asshole
who expected his Lamborghini treatment.
Yeah, who expected that he could do whatever he wants. And because he is a real estate mogul in California, that he can throw his weight.
Which he did. And you know what? To his credit, he did exactly that.
And opened himself up to litigation.
Out the wazoo.
Federal investigation and all sorts of other stuff. And
I hope they throw the book at him. I really do.
And you know what? Mark's probably not going. He's just going to look for the thing where this is not guilty, and he's going to take let the guy pay for whatever and call it done, and probably finish the car.
And because that's who Mark is.
If it was me, I would be the
you're getting the entire hammer.
Like I would literally ship your car to you in the state it is, on fire in your front yard, and say this is what you bought. You cost us all more money than it's worth to do whatever.
Or can we officially declare that we have a new contender for dumpster fire? Dumpster fire of the year?
No,
I think we need another award, douchebag of the year award.
Douche noodle of the year. No.
Remember the South Park episode, the biggest douche in the universe?
Ta-da!
I'm not a douche.
But here is Mark's GoFundMe.
Yeah, if you guys would like, man. I know it seems like he's charging $210,000 for these Batmobiles, but I promise you,
costs a lot.
But I promise you, he and I have had this conversation, and Chris and all of us have sat down and talked about this. The investment on these projects is outrageous, and the cost of his labor for these people. If you watch or look at any of his videos online, or you see any of his pictures, or you go to the website at Fiberglass Freaks, you will see the level of detail that they pay attention to. There's not a lot of profit that he makes on this.
He makes enough to live
and then move on to the next
pay
car.
All of his people.
Right.
And it's not like you seen the clip of the shop that they're in. That is all that he's making is enough to keep a shop like that together. So you're looking at custom made fiberglass, custom made accoutrements, actual flame throwing turbos that shoot flames out the back of the car.
Dude is amazing. And his work is amazing. And I think the worst part about this is it was probably such a slap in the face for Mark to receive this news that this dude's coming at him. And he's like, what? Why?
And it literally, like he said, he's like, I'm a minister, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Like how, like this kind of thing.
Character. And we are, and I understand that a lot of people might be saying like, there's some bias on our end. But yeah, there's some bias on our end. That's a friend of ours. That's a friend of the show.
That's somebody we know.
Right.
And we know their business.
And we know them as a person.
As a business. Not them. We don't know their business, but we know them as a business.
Right.
And how they treat people. And we know their ethics, and we know how
and no one else has ever had a problem, but all of a sudden, because Captain Douchey
McGee from another, sitting in another country, sipping mimosas off of virgin
Douchey McDumpster Fire. There we go. Douchey McDumpster Fire decided he didn't get it. He didn't get his toy right when he wanted it.
In his replacement Epstein Island.
Gross. Oh no.
No, that's what I saw his picture and I was like, yeah, no, he wouldn't be invited to family function.
No, not at all. I would not allow my small children around this man. That's probably going to get us in trouble. But again, you're a douchebag. Like I'm not even making accusations. I just don't want your type of attitude around my kids.
Right.
Like at all. I don't want you anywhere near them. So yeah, but that's that. Go check out his GoFundMe, guys. If you can donate, of course, man, throw out what you can. At minimum, share it around. Let people know that this is happening. And let's seriously, small businesses like this being stepped on by somebody who's a lot bigger. It's pathetic. It's pathetic when you punch down like that. And obviously this guy should be absolutely ashamed of himself for doing something like this. It's disgusting. And you're a disgusting human. I don't really care. Come at me. What are you going to sue me for? You got a blood out of a turnip, homie? Knock yourself out. I'll show up to court wearing underwear and a wife beater. Because that is the bare minimum that I'm allowed to wear. That is exactly what I will show up in, and I will just look at you with mustard stains on my T-shirt and call you the biggest piece of garbage on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's not slander. We believe it.
We believe it. Yep. Here's my intent. You're a douchebag, and I genuinely hope that the first time you drive your Batmobile, it just completely, like, somebody. I don't want you to be hurt because I'm not that type of person, but I honestly feel like you getting hit by a truck and it just disintegrating before you had a chance to insure it would just make me happy. You're fine. Literally just a seat in the middle of the road like those old cartoons, like just him sitting in a seat, totally safe and fine, but the car's just gone. Miraculous save. No car for you. There you go.
No car for you.
No car for you. I hope all of your toys break. You know what? I hope every single time you wake up at 2 a.m. to go get a glass of water because you're thirsty, that it's hot water and it refuses to cool off for 30 minutes. And on top of that, I hope that your pinky toe finds every single corner of every piece of furniture every single time you walk through your house barefoot. I hope your shoes stop fitting. I hope you lose every matching pair of socks that you have. I genuinely... I hope that you get stung by a bee right underneath your nose in that special spot that just hurts every time you like right here. Just one bee sting every single day, right there in the same spot.
Just a pimple that never goes away.
Yeah, the pimple. Like, I hope you get an ingrown hair in your taint. That is the type of human that I feel like you are.
Just slide off of that for a minute. Did you see the TikTok that was going around where the guy was just going off about how, like, certain things have like, because of pollution and ingredients, GMOs and all this stuff, that all of this stuff was going on, and one of the things was like taint shrinking.
What?
Apparently taints have shrunk over the last 30 years.
No, I haven't seen this. Why didn't you send me that? That sounds like some Tenacious T type stuff, bro. That's hysterical. I had more rants about other, like, minor inconveniences that I hope happen to him for the rest of his life. I hope every single time you go to a restaurant, you forget your wallet. Okay, I'm sorry. Or did you find it?
Yeah.
Like, immediately?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we're just over talking about it. And he's like, boop, I found it. All right, bring it up. Let's see this video. I want to see this. This looks awful.
Very few things make me more sad than seeing an aisle of prepackaged baby foods, all of which intend to be healthy, many of which say they're organic, all of which are in plastic. Do you have any wonder why penises are shrinking, taints are shrinking, testosterone is declining in both male and female babies? And then if you pull up something in glass, why does all baby food have spinach in it? This is the worst thing to feed your baby, full of oxalates. Why would you do that to your baby? I pull the bison one, the best thing I can find, but it's also in plastic, and then you read the ingredients and you find there is spinach and avocado oil. Why are you feeding your child avocado oil high in linoleic acid? Why are you feeding them spinach? Why are you feeding them all these things in plastic? We're killing our children. We're killing our future generations.
You feed them plastic, dude. Oh my God.
Very few things make me.
Though I like with his straight face, penises are shrinking, taints are shrinking.
This is some Alex Jones type shit, man. Dude just kind of went off on a.
Literally one of
the frog's gay.
Like,
there's a whole story behind that. One day you guys should look it up. It's actually pretty incredible. But
the whole, like, literally, so like the comments in the section were like, can I get a breakdown of I
want the statistical study, the taint
shrinkage throughout the last decade.
I'm sure there's some kind of study about it. I guarantee it. There have been so many different studies. Like, what was it? It was some college during Obama's presidency, and I do not remember what year it was. It was in that 8-year span of time. I know it's a lot of time. There was a study conducted to figure out why tree frogs were green. Like, it was like a $6 billion study. This company, this school got a research grant of $6 billion to research why tree frogs are green, because I feel like that is like the most important thing to find out. Like,
no. But wait, there's more. Look at the comments. I have in fact never wondered why taints are shrinking. Not once. The second one was, what food should I eat for a large healthy taint? Just curious.
Wait, taints. Somebody think of the taints.
Say it tain't so.
Oh no. Tain't no sunshine when she's gone.
The spinach is cooked, which means the oxidants are deactivated. Oh, science is hard.
By
my
the way,
fingers are crossed that my taint is the right size. If I have to be insecure about one more thing, I'm done.
The fact that somebody just looks at it and they're like, bro, I can't.
I ate spinach and need a taint implant. Are taints shrinking long ways or short ways?
Yeah, that's actually really impressive. Like, so are butt cheeks getting closer together, or are they spreading further apart? Are they getting longer? So what they're basically saying is the distance between my meat and two veg is slowly shrinking, right? Like that's like my butthole, my chocolate pocket is slowly ascending.
No, not the taints.
I can't. My globes are falling into the black hole. Like, is that what's happening? Jesus. Okay.
I saw your video about that the spinach and plastic is bad for my baby, so I took them to McDonald's instead. Thanks,
there you go. All right. So speaking of taints and douchebags.
Sorry that you said that.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. Yeah, and you know what? This makes it even better because if his taint is shrinking, then that ingrown hair is going to be so much worse. All right. So speaking of douchebags and taints, say it tain't so indeed. DC Comics and DC movies have just announced that they are canceling the Batgirl movie. Right? Everybody's all up in arms. They're canceling the Batgirl movie. It's not that big of a deal to me. I was kind of looking forward to a movie with Barbara Gordon and exploring the Batgirl mythos and origins. I think that would have been really fun. But the big deal about it is Warner Brothers already invested $70 million into this film. $70 million, right? And they're just going to scrap it. Just getting rid of it.
Millions.
Just getting rid of it. That's what?
I signed that really horribly.
Can you, hi. We would like $70 freaking million for throwaway, please. Can somebody throw me $70 million? Just be like, we don't like your movie, but we'll let you go ahead and keep it.
Somebody think of the taints.
Somebody think of the taints. Like Attack of the Killer Taints. Like, boom, there you go. There's your $70 million idea. Gimme. Gimme.
Give me that now.
But it becomes worse when you think about the actresses and the actors who were involved in this project. Like, a lot of it's already filmed. It was something like 40 or 50% of it's already been filmed. Right, so the movie's like
I know somebody
done.
who is actually an extra on.
Yeah, like this is not a small project, and they've already invested the $70 million. It was, I think, the budget was like 130 or something. Like, so it's like half of its budget has been invested already, and they're just like, "Nah, bro, we good. We got other projects to invest in." Okay, cool. Your money, I guess. Do what you want with it, but I feel like
I think what they saw
recouping something.
I think what they saw was there was no public interest. Like, I didn't see one. Like, the only things that I saw was it's starting to film and it's canceled.
I mean,
like,
basically,
literally, nobody was talking about it. They couldn't get any hype about it, so they're like, okay, well, instead of wasting, whatever, we waste 70.
I think what pisses me off about it isn't necessarily that it's being canceled, because like I said, I had like a mild investment in which I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool when it comes out, and then it just got pushed back. I guarantee it has more to do with the fact that Birds of Prey flopped as hard as it did, and they were just terrified to release a standalone version of one of those superheroines, right? I feel like that's probably part of it. But dude, if we invested $70 million in one of our movies and you tried to scrap it, I would beat you about the face and the neck so hard. Like, I'm not kidding. Like a whole flight of steps.
Like, we could do 7 movies for that.
Yeah. No, not even a joke. Like,
I could do
70 movies.
70
movies. Like, you give us $1 million budget, we will crank out movies like nobody's. But any investor out there that's willing to throw us $1 million just to make a movie, bro, we got you. We have mastered this. We've got this.
We could quite literally turn your $1 million into a couple good movies and
make you money.
And make you money.
Like, that's the thing. We will make you money. I promise. We made ourselves money magically. I don't know how.
I farted and it was
gold. but it's so. It's not so much that they've canceled that movie. It's just the fact that because they canceled that movie, now they're just like, you know what? We got a lot of other projects we want to cancel. So Blue Beetle's being canceled. They decided to just cancel Blue Beetle too.
Yeah, like that doesn't surprise me because literally Blue Beetle outside of
there's a niche for superhero movies, dude. People will go watch superhero movies. You will make money. Period.
Right, but the Blue Beetle literally failed as it didn't fail as a
comic.
It failed as a comic, but in the later years.
Yeah.
Because back in the day of the radio show,
dramas.
Yeah. You had the Blue Beetle.
Which was fun.
I
was excited for the Blue Beetle. I was like, dude, that's cool that they're taking the Blue Beetle and making that into a comic or making that into a movie. That's sweet. He's got a cool backstory. All of his stuff is really cool. And it's a funny, it's almost Tick-esque in the way they present him.
Well, I mean, that's literally where the Tick came from.
Correct.
And why the Tick is blue.
Yeah, also true. So I was actually kind of excited. I was like, this is going to be funny. And on it, you know what would have been better is if they would have cast Patrick Warburton to play Blue Beetle, because when he played the Tick and Blue Beetle. Anyways, that'd have been great. But now they're canceling that. But you know what we're getting?
What?
Joker 2.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, it's neat.
I liked the show in the simple fact that people being utter douchebags created the Joker.
Yeah.
Like the keyboard warriors out there and all the like, oh, that's not right.
I liked the Joker's presentation. I liked just the psychological impact of the movie. And then when you're watching it, you're like, how much of this is actually taking place in his head and how much of it's actually taking place in real life? What is he actually doing? And then you get to like the girlfriend scene where it's like she has no idea who the F he is. Then you're just like, what? Like, he imagined that stuff clearly, but how much of this did he actually imagine? How far did that go? Like, so when he goes to her apartment, she has no idea who he is. Do you imagine that? Or did he actually go in there and probably kill her? Because like he's in there with the gun and he's just like, and you're like, oh no, like really, dude? And then you don't see her again. Like that's the crux. You do not see, nor is she referred to again in that entire film. So it's like this whole, like, did it happen? And then he's sitting there in front, like at the very end, he's sitting there talking to the therapist. And you're like, okay. Like, was all of it imagined? Did any of this actually occur? You don't know. And that's what's great about that movie. I love hangers on like that. I love that because it allows you to speculate and continue to speculate. So now, because it grossed $1 billion and holy crap, it grossed $1 billion. I believe it's DC's only $1 billion movie.
Probably.
I believe Batman Dark Knight grossed $1 billion. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe Dark Knight grossed $1 billion. And I'm pretty sure the new Batman it's something like 800 million or something like that. There's some statistics on it, but the new one did pretty well as well. And I think Superman or Man of Steel, I think approached $1 billion. I don't think it cracked it, but I think it got really close. And in my opinion, probably one of the best Superman movies that's ever been created. But I'm a sellout. What do you want from me?
Let's see, the Dark Knight lifetime gross was 533 billion.
530
million.
533 million?
Yeah.
That was it?
Dark Knight Rises 448 million.
Huh.
Wonder Woman 412 million.
I thought they were higher than that.
The Batman 369 million.
Okay. So that one was close to a half. Like
Joker was 335 million.
What? No. Those numbers are way off. That's got to be domestic gross. Because Joker is literally their only, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's their only $1 billion movie.
So this is from...
Yeah, that's got to be wrong. That has to be wrong.
Like boxofficemojo.com.
Okay. I'm looking too, because now I really want to know these statistics. So it's going to be quiet for a while, guys. I'm really sorry. Because now we're in research mode, and when we get like that, like there's no stopping us. Okay, hold on. Joker gross box office. Here we go. Box Office Mojo. Worldwide, 1,774,000,000. Yeah, so there we go. Domestic was 335. That's what I thought. I was like, that has to be the domestic gross, and I was correct. Yay! Good for me. 738 million internationally. It did better overseas than it did here. Like, that's insanity.
Well, no, that's literally every movie nowadays. That's why they target all of this stuff, is because you look at, like, you can literally double your whatever just by including China. But the fact is, like, the those who were kissing China's ass to like do what to try to get in there, the last few of them have been banned by China.
Dark Knight grossed $1 billion. That's what I thought. So are you ready for this? 1,006,102,000. Like, it barely cracked it, but it did. Dark Knight also grossed $1 billion. I thought so, and I think Wonder Woman got really close. But that's like worldwide gross. Like, so they've had a couple crack the $1 billion mark. I mean, nothing like the Marvel movies, but still, just to be able to have IPs that they can rely on to crack that type of number. So,
well, for now.
But Joker 2 is set to release, and they have confirmed it's foil ledu, whatever it is. Basically, it just talks about a shared madness between two people. So, of course, people were speculating, is it going to include Harley Quinn? We seem to have our confirmation. Lady Gaga released a tease in which her silhouette is next to Joaquin Phoenix, and there's the little heart emblazoned on the side of her cheek. So that is her signature. That is obviously Harley Quinn's signature tattoo. And so it does appear as though Joker 2 will be the Joker and Harley Quinn. It'll be interesting to see how they develop that, but some early speculation and early news about it is it's going to be a musical. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I like musicals. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Chicago. I loved Moulin Rouge.
You got, like, with Lady Gaga,
Repo.
I believe it, but
hated Rent. Terrible movie. I don't care what anybody says. You guys can come at me all you want to. It's freaking hated that movie.
I liked the
Hairspray was okay.
I liked the play better than the movie.
Les Miserables was great. So I'm not opposed to them. I'm just like, how are you going to paint my psychopathic supervillain as in a musical? I don't know. I don't understand how that interaction is going to fly. I mean, it can work. I've seen weirder stuff work. And you know what we missed? We missed another thing here. Listen, if you guys enjoy superheroes and you enjoy merchandise and you enjoy all of the foibles, did you say it too? Merchandise. Yeah, merchandising. The way the real money's made. Anyways, so Spaceballs go for anybody who was wondering. You guys can actually go check us out at Humble Bundle. Ha! You thought I was going to do the other one. If you like video games, you like merchandise, you like books, you like games, you like movies, you like learning new things, you like coding books, you like international languages, all of the cool stuff that is available to you on the World Wide Web in the form of books and other things, you should check out humblebundle.com. You should use our link to check it out. But you know what? I could spend a lot of time talking about all this stuff, but don't take my word for it. Take Cartoon Topher's version. He's adorable, and he's smarter than me.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Humble Bundle sells games, ebook software, and other digital content. Its mission is to support charity while providing awesome content to customers at great prices. They launched in 2010 with a single 2-week Humble Indie Bundle and have grown into a store full of games and bundles, a gaming membership service, a game publisher, and more. Join them and pay what you want for curated bundles of games, media, and software. All proceeds support charity and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Visit a link on the screen and in the description of the video to support the channel and help the cause.
He's so adorable. He's so knowledgeable. It's almost as though he says the same thing every time. It doesn't screw it up. We love cartoon version of Topher because Topher cartoon does not mess up the ad. That makes us happy. At some point, we'll do a Crazy Chris version of the VPN, and then it won't sound like I'm reading off of a script. I mean, it'll sound exactly like I'm reading off of a script, but you know what I meant. Anyways, so yeah, Joker 2 is supposed to be a musical. It'll be really interesting. One last thing that I wanted to talk about today is
So we're
casting at least.
They're doing the backwards thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, before we're going to start, this is when we're going to put it out.
Yeah. I mean, the guys over at Warner Brothers are usually pretty good about their schedules, and they want to obviously release it around Halloween time because that's usually when those movies get the most attention. So,
as somebody who was trying to release at a certain time, that is
the hardest thing to do.
We hit it like literally. We released the day before Halloween, a year after we were wanting to release on Halloween.
Damn you, Kofi. All right, I'm standing up. You guys can see my cool shirt. Obviously, I'm a Star Wars nerd. So there you go. Anyways, so one more thing that I wanted to talk about before we let you guys go for the evening. Thank everybody for stopping by. The last thing is GTA 6 finally has a release. They finally have confirmed that they are going to be releasing GTA 6. It's got a tentative date, I believe, 2025. It's supposed to be fall, of course, around the holiday season. A few issues that have cropped up online. I don't particularly care. I genuinely don't care about these things. But of course, the internet goes, oh my God. And by internet, I mean like 3 people complain. So it is what it is.
And their botnet.
It's a Latina main character. It's a Latina co-main character. And people are like, oh my God, there's a girl main character. Yeah, so what? Yeah. Guys, please hear me when I say this, okay? Girls play video games. Girls are relatable to other girls. That is how that works. That's specifically how that works. And then some guys like to play female main characters because they're looking at virtual butts all day because it's third person, so they would prefer to look at a virtual female girl butt. I think that's weird personally. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, I'm not really staring at their butt, so I don't really care. I'm kind of paying attention to what's on my screen, but
MMOs, you get treated better if you play a female character.
Right. And I'm sure they're going to have the same online thing that they're doing with GTA 5 right now. So, but there's a Latina main character, and people are oh my God, I can't believe it.
I saw that come up, and they were pointed out that there has been other Latina main characters in GTA games and whatnot before. They're not main characters. They're
not playables.
Latino characters.
Yeah, Latino. But it's a girl, so they're all losing their effing minds. It's stupid, in my opinion. It's one of the stupidest things you can complain. Like literally, Rockstar was like, "We're gonna release GTA 6," and people are like, "Yay! We're gonna get GTA 6," and they're like, "But it's a Latina main character, but she's a co-main character. She's just one of the main characters," and they're like, "No, it's terrible. Why would you do this, man? Who fucking cares?" You guys are finally getting GTA 6. I stopped playing GTA 5 like 3 years ago, so I just don't care. But, dude, I'm going to play GTA 6 when it comes out. It's a GTA game. Are you kidding me? You're still going to run around, punch hookers, steal money, and blow shit up. Why are you complaining?
Yeah, Isabella Keys from Dead Rising.
Yeah, but we're talking about the main.
I know, but I'm saying, like, so, just saying, like, oh, yada, yada, yada. Like, there's.
Yeah, it's a super weird thing to be pressed about, man.
And I know, like, all the Justice Warrior people will be like, Latinx, whatever.
Latinx, I think is how, I don't know.
Latinx.
Literally, and I've spoken to several Latin-born Hispanic people, and none of them prefer that.
They hate it, and we're going to go with the people who actually
who it actually affects.
That name.
And if
the people who just want it to be cool.
Right, and I'm pretty sure that even Rockstar, actually, I said Latina. I don't believe they said Latinx or Latinx. I don't know how it's supposed to be actually pronounced because I've heard it pronounced all the different ways. Mm-hmm. Latinx, Latinx. Like, how do you do it? Anyways, Latina, main character for GTA 6, and people are losing their minds. I don't care. Good. Bring it on. Are you kidding me? Like, it's a game based on some of the cultures found in Southern California.
It's a game.
Why would there not be a Latino or a Latina main character?
I think one of the things about having a female character running around and banging hookers in order to get health back.
That's hilarious to me. Now we can have male gigolos. That means I can punch dudes and take their money.
Well, there you go.
Right. Right, what's wrong with that? I'm excited for GTA 6, y'all. I don't know.
Apparently
tell us in the comments, man. You guys actually care about this shit?
Apparently nobody's watched the entirety of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Never. Not a single time. Like, not at all.
All 9, 10, 11 of them.
All 47 of them. The year is 2074. Fast and Furious 203 has finally come out. The global gas shortage and water supply shortage.
And they're running around on in like fusion cars.
All right. It looks like it's a cross between Fallout but like they're flying cars, right? There's like, we got to evade the police, and they just shoot off into the atmosphere. It takes off in space, like it's at the moon. There's a Mars colony. And they're like, they do the slow motion jump off the moon, like it just goes woo. Like you don't even have to film it in slow mo. It's just like,
copyright.
Get it. Yeah, our idea. Don't you dare steal it. GTA or not GTA. Fast and Furious on the moon. Oh, Fast and Furious, ludicrous. The lunar. I was gonna make it. Dang.
I don't know. I like ludicrous.
Lunar landing. That's it. Fast and Furious lunar landing.
I thought you were going with like ludicrous speed, and I was like tying that back into the.
They've gone plaid. Yeah, there you go. Ludicrous speed, because Ludacris has been a part of the franchise too. So there you go. Ludicrous speed. Rock bottom moon edition. Anyways, so guys, if you like some of the jokes that we tell, of course, you're going to love the merchandise that we offer at tshirtmix.com. We've got we've got t-shirts, we've got cups and mouse pads and hats and lions and tigers and bears. Who am I?
And stickers and
all kinds of crazy stuff, man. But once again, I'm a poor salesman, but you know who's not a poor salesman is Cartoon Topher. Cartoon Topher, take it away.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Need your fix for fun shirts and things? The perfect place to get geeky fun t-shirts and other merchandise, including tumblers, baseball caps, and so much more, is tshirtmix.com. Hundreds of designs you can choose from, as well as being the home of Geek Public Radio merch store. Come get our faces on your threads, or just grab one of the several funny designs that we have available. Just go to tshirtmix.com and check out all the fun. More designs are added daily. That's tshirtmix.com for all your novelty tees. Have fun, look around, and grab some awesome t-shirts.
All right. Topher, you do such a good job of that, buddy. Great job every single time. I don't know how you shrink yourself down and come back to normal size so fast, but I'm really proud of you. It's a great magic trick. You should try it more often. Anyways, so you guys can see we have changed up the lineup just a little bit. So you can see my social right here down here at the bottom.
And it's more visible.
More visible. And then, of course, if you look up here, you can see all the things that you're supposed to subscribe to. Facebook.com/Geek Public Radio. Basically all of the socials. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We are everywhere. Subscribe to the channel. Like it. Share with your friends. It's how we defeat the evil YouTube algorithms. It's been a fun show, man. We talked a lot about Mark. If you guys would like to go to that, the GoFundMe page, it'll be posted. The link will be posted down below. You guys can go in there and check that out. If you guys have any comments about the GTA 6 controversy, let us know. If you guys were excited about Batgirl, you're upset about that, let us know. Talked about and covered a lot of shit today. That's
almost all DC related.
Almost all DC related. Usually, like, we talk a lot about Marvel or Disney or Star Wars or something like that.
Right.
But DC has just decided they were just going to make themselves front and center. It's been a whole DC show. DC you later. I've been Crazy Chris.
I'm Topher.
You guys have fun. Peace.
You've been listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys talk about old. Talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and try not to poop in their diapers while they're talking. Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Twitter at Free Geek Radio, on Facebook and Instagram at Geek Public Radio, and the website geekpublicradio.com. We'll see you next time.